It's a huge day for him.
Yeah, it's his first trophy as captain. Listen, there's no doubt about Callum McGregor. He's been a standout performer. I mean, everybody's gone on, rightly so, about Kyogo because of the goals he scored and Jota before he got injured. But for me, the most consistent performer has been Callum McGregor. Listen, a lot of pressure on his shoulders when you take over the captaincy, but I think he's handled it extremely well and he's took his game to a different level for me.
Mark?
Yeah, it was brilliant. I think I've said it many times. I know Barry disagrees slightly, but I think Callum McGregor's been the best player in Scotland this season, even ahead of guys like Kyogo and Aribo and Jota. And for him to lead the team to his first piece of silverware and play a pivotal part in what happened yesterday at Hampden will be great for him and for the managers. You know, when you really think of it, I think you take it for granted that Celtic and Rangers are going to win things. That's the way it is, and that's the way it should be. But when you do really assess the last 5-6 months of Celtic, you listen to Postecoglou, and we're only getting a wee snippet of it on a daily basis. You think of the things that he will be facing behind the scenes, from coming in, not knowing his staff, inheriting a team very, very low in confidence, losing 3 or 4 key players, having to find replacements, trying to build a relationship with the chief executive. The chief executive leaves after less than 3 months in charge, etc, etc, etc. No head of recruitment. The fans saying that, who are you, going out of Europe, not winning an away game the first 3 or 4 attempts. So you put all that into the mix. So to come through that and win the first trophy tells you that this guy absolutely knows his stuff, and there is a proper chemistry between the players and the manager. I love the kind of scenes, Paul, when you see Kyogo jumping into the manager's arms like that yesterday in a proper embrace. Was it just nothing wrong with a high five or a wee pat in the head? But when you see a proper embrace, I think that's brilliant to see that kind of relationship between players and the manager.
Barry, that is a good point, isn't it? He came from the Far East, the manager on his Todd.
Yeah, exactly, on his Todd himself. It takes a bit of time to gain trust as well. He doesn't know the players inside out, or the coaching staff. So that must have been difficult for him, because I would have guessed he would have wanted 1 or 2 of his close coaches with him. But listen, he's come over, and that, you've got to give him credit for that. Must have been difficult. So yeah,
and especially
he's been up my estimations.
Yeah,
certainly, because it must be a hard thing to do.
And the coaching staff were through the ringer last season, because they'd gone from being champions to 25 points behind Rangers.
Yep. And a lot of people were going on about that, about Kennedy and like staying. They were wanting change, but he's stuck with them, and clearly they've bought into what Postecoglou's trying to do. And you can see that it's a total different brand of football they're playing. And it's an exciting brand of football that's really attacking. And they've done the hardest thing. You've got to win the first trophy, and they've got that in their locker. And now full attention will go towards the next few games in the league, and then the big one, obviously, we're all looking forward to in January 2nd.
Of course.
Tell Alexa to launch Go Radio or listen on the Go Radio app.